Good morning. It's Sunday to you. Um, I really have. I am at the end of my rope with what's going on in Texas, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I and many of people like me are outraged and upset and aghast at the loss of life and the lack of warning that the people that are victims in this flood got. Myself, and like many people like me, are aghast and disgusted on the Trump regime's reaction, which is basically, oh yeah, by the way, we got flooding in Texas and there's people dead and a lot of them are children. We should do something about it. That's their reaction to it. We need to cover our asses because, you know, it's coming back that we were part of it, or basically we have to deal some with it because that's what we do here. We're supposed to do something. I don't know what, but we're supposed to do something. Not taking their job as to function as a government seriously. I mean, there's so many things to this, but you know, one thing that really upsets me at this point. I'm angry. I'm upset. A lot of people who do the videos on this are angry and upset. We're upset at their reaction. We're upset at how it happened. We're upset at the incompetency. We're upset at the lack of preparedness because of because they didn't want to bother with tax money on the Texas local level, because that's what Texas does. And then when Trump ripping out NOAA and the National Weather Service because raw data might is used to extrapolate models not only for weather but also for the future. But that's where they get information about climate change. And for some reason, Project 2025 has tied climate change with their Where to Ask Christianity. So that's why one of the things in the program was to rip apart NOAA and National Weather Service, because the raw data was perpetuating the falsehood of climate change, which isn't true. The raw data is what mathematicians, people that are smarter than most MAGA fucks and the administration, build models so you can use that as prediction. But you don't see that because you're too fucking stupid. And you see, from my talking, I'm aggravated. You know the worst thing's going to be about this? MAGA's not aggravated. No, they're not upset at people lost their life or everything. They're just trying to cover Trump's ass, calling it fake, saying that Democrats are using weather control, or it just never happened. And then they'll just go about their business. They are not outraged about the loss of life, about the damage. They're just business as usual. And the worst thing is going to be that is Trump country, Central Texas. And many parents lost their children in that camp. What is there going to be your action down the line? Are you going to do what I would do, which basically spend the rest of my life making sure people answer for their incompetency, either through legal means, suing them, political, making sure that the death of my child would not be in vain so someone else's child doesn't die at the hands of incompetent assholes? Or you guys just gonna go if Trump shows up and go, yes sir, no sir, thank you sir, can I have another? Is that cruel what I said? Probably, but tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not. You see, if you're upset about and angry because of the loss of life and the incompetency that caused that loss of life, you're a human being. And you feel for those people. And you feel for their pain. And knowing that they'll have to hopefully find the remains of their loved ones so they can bury them properly. And maybe some changes have happened. If you are not upset of that, but you're more upset of that someone is trying to make Trump look bad, then there's something wrong with you. And that's the one thing we have to understand, everybody. This is where we gotten to, where the common sense stuff of the National Weather Service and the NOAA, which is a benefit to Americans and America overall to keep us safe, and basic government help that we've been paying for decades in FEMA, is gone because someone figured we don't need it anymore. And if you're upset because it makes Trump look bad, but you are not angry that this should stop, that we should go back to where we were, that we should care about Americans, that's MAGA. And that's why we had nothing to do with you anymore. There is no reach across the aisle. There is no bipartisanship until that disease is purged from the United States. Because the basis of MAGA, it's not political. It's ethical. They have no empathy. They care nothing about their fellow human beings. That is not a political stance. That's a mental sickness.